Brother, Can You Spare the Time is really sweet. This is the 13th episode of the first season of All Grown Up, and Tommy, ever a keen filmmaker, wins an award. It's just a little award, but he gets a bit of attention off of the back of it. And Dill becomes really worried that Tommy's going to become really famous and successful, and he's going to forget all about his little brother. And I really like the direction they took with this, as they could very easily have gone down the jealousy route and made Dill jealous of the attention Tommy was getting and jealous of all of the praise and love and adoration he was receiving. But really, the only jealousy Dill displayed was the jealousy towards the people Tommy was talking to because he wanted Tommy's attention and Tommy's affection. And he starts to do all of these things to prove that they'll always be the Pickles brothers and that nothing will come between them. But Dill still isn't able to convince himself that Tommy's not going to become big and famous and leave his little brother behind. And I think that that's really sweet. It really shows that Dill has a lot of love for Tommy and really looks up to his brother and also sees that his big brother can become successful. I think that's a really nice thing as well. He actually believes Tommy is really good at what he does and has the ability or the chance to become really successful. But unfortunately, Dill also fears that that means he'll get left behind. And it's very sweet. And as I said, they could have gone with the jealousy route. And I feel like most other cartoons or children's shows would have gone down that route. So it was something a little bit different and a little bit unexpected, and I really liked it. And even though Dill starts to act in very, well, I was going to say peculiar ways, even peculiar for Dill, but he still remains very likable. His motivations are very clear and kind of admirable in a way. So at no point did I think that Dill was behaving in a way that was unacceptable. I really believed his motivations, and I think it was ultimately very sweet. So that part of the narrative I really liked. It did get quite dramatic. It did take a very extreme turn, I guess, when Dill realised that desperate times calls for desperate measures. So it's quite unpredictable as well. We also have part of the narrative focusing on Chuckie because everybody's planning a surprise party for Tommy to say well done for the award, and Chuckie is worried that he's going to spill the beans because he can't tell a lie. So he gets a little bit of training from Angelica to see if he can tell a lie, but I think not being able to tell a lie is generally an admirable quality. As long, I guess, as you don't spoil a surprise party. There's also a very, very small part of the narrative focusing on Charlotte having plastic surgery and just the way her face was animated. It's absolutely brilliant. I won't describe it, I will leave it for the shock factor, but it was certainly very, very exaggerated, but very, very entertaining. I think this is a sweet episode. They could have gone down the jealousy route, but instead they went down the route of brotherly love, and I think it was a really good decision. And it worked really well. We also have pretty much the full cast here, at least in terms of the babies and Harold and Susan and Angelica. So it's got everything. It's got everything going for it. Brother, Can You Spare the Time? It's a pretty good episode and one that I rather enjoyed.